So this step is what most teachers freak out about. Step 3, what will the other kids be doing? Hopefully they won't be doing this, what you see in the picture. This is one of those areas that your teacher choice and flexibility will really help you to differentiate your instruction, but it'll also give you your style, your flair for what you do in the classroom. So this is where we want to talk about which small group management style fits you best. We've got 3 suggested styles here. Sometimes you can be just one of those styles. Sometimes you may be 2 at the same time. Maybe you might even jump into style 3, which I always feel is kind of the expert level. If you're one of those kind of teachers who likes to dip your toe in first, I would say start with style 1 and just slowly start to build your progress. But some of you may be ready to jump into the style 2 and style 3. So let's go ahead and learn a little bit more about each one. So style 1, independent work. I feel this one is probably the easiest one to manage just because we are very lucky in this day and age that we actually have Chromebooks for every student to be engaged in. Now, there are good and bad things about having those Chromebooks with those students, but you can train kids to use them in an effective and worthwhile manner. So in this case, for your independent work, this is where it's going to be students are going to be working on an engaging assignment all by themselves to strengthen their skill set. So you might go, well, what does that look like? Well, this could be digital assignments, anything that you've created on Google Classroom that you want them to finish, any type of spiral review or extra fluency practice, that could be fluency in language arts as well as math, any weekly assignments that they did not complete during the week. I know my students were always having to try to finish up some work that they didn't quite get done in other parts of the day. Silent reading is also a great independent work activity during small groups. Style 2 is a must-do, may-do. Now this one is kind of fun. The kids really seem to enjoy it because they get a choice. They get choice of time and which ones they're going to kind of do and which order they're going to do. Now, the part that I do like about it is that there's a must-do and a may-do. So for instance, a must-do may be your normal assignments that you would want them to do in your classroom that they can work on independently. The may-dos are anything that is extra that they can do after they're finished with all of their must-dos. This is for those early finishers or the ones that need a little bit of motivation to try to get some assignments done so that they can get to the more fun activities of their may-do. Style number 3 is rotation centers. Now this one is something that primary teachers have worked on for years to try to get down. And they've come up with some great ways to go about doing rotations. A lot of rotating of groups helps you to be able to see more small groups in one day. So you may be able to just rotate them through certain stations within the classroom. This is not an expectation. You do not have to do rotation centers, but some teachers find that it really is helpful to keep the kids engaged and keep them on task. But you do have to do some training in this capacity, especially with rules and expectations. On this slide here, there's actually a clickable link that says Find, and this will actually take you to a timed slideshow deck that slidesmania.com has provided, and it's really simple and easy to use if you want to get started, where you can just plug in your information and you're ready to go, and it keeps you on track as far as those slides so that you're getting through the rotations in a good manner. Benchmark has some great ideas for stations. Of course, these are written into the curriculum, and it's all those parts that are extra that you will only add to the core curriculum. So those writing independently pieces that they ask them to do, this would be a great time to have them finish it up. They don't need you at this moment in time. The small group needs you, and this would be a great time for them to finish those pieces. The text-dependent questions and the leveled small group readers are really a good way to get them working. They can be doing the grammar and spelling pages, connecting across disciplines. They have lots of unit projects that are available. Sometimes just having them re-listen to the close text reading from the magazines. Just having them listen to it again really can be beneficial to some of those kiddos that just need to hear something a couple of times. Also building and reflecting and then writing. So Those pieces that are at the end of each unit, those are important to be able to have them do reflection on what they've been doing. And then benchmark writer's universe. Sometimes you never get to these pieces, but you know which kids could really benefit from that writer's universe. These are some great suggestions. We are going to attach these links to the Canvas course so that you can actually go through them and find ones that you might not have picked or looked at before. And so these are some language arts resources that are really good for you to go through. Again, Benchmark Writers Universe, Raz Plus is excellent for having kids get on, and you can actually assign them specific books you want them to read and questions that go with it. Epic, getepic.com is a great one, but it's free at school, but not at home. So parents, if they want it for home, they'd have to pay for it. iReady, of course, language arts and math. Flip is formerly Flipgrid. This is a video tool where you can have students practice oral reading. They could do their reader's theater through Flip. Who's Reading is another great resource of reading passages. Kahoot and quizzes, they do get a little loud with these, but the kids love them because they're gamified activities that are for review. News ELA or Newsella, sometimes I pronounce it a little differently. It's a great resource for having kids read passages and then answer questions. Discovery Ed, great for video resources, and they've really updated their website recently, so if you haven't checked it out in a while, take a look. Footsteps to Brilliance, that is new this year to our school district. It's being paid for by the Riverside County Office of Education. And so if you haven't been able to get your kids on it yet, you might want to try it out this year. We're hearing really good things. The kids seem to enjoy the activities that are on there. And iStation is available for DLI classrooms as well. Math resources, don't forget, you can differentiate. You don't have to keep it within the reading world when you're doing these rotations or centers or must do, may do menu boards or independent work. But they have iReady. Prodigy is another great one. This one's gamified, so they actually get to battle each other, and the kids seem to love it. It does cause a little bit more noise, but it's a good one. Multiplication.com, great for practicing multiplication facts. Illustrative Math Centers, those are incredibly good for what we're doing. They also have digital resources as well. IXL, Kahoot, Quizzes, Flip. Alex is for 6th grade only. And then Marcy Cook Tiles, they have digital versions out there as well. Don't forget, you could also do social studies and science resources. So a couple of these I hadn't heard about was Wonderopolis. Check that one out. It's got some great resources. CNN 10, this probably would be good for 6th grade, maybe even 5th. It is a little bit more mature and it's more news oriented. So if you want to get them into informational text that is applicable to what's current right now. Studies weekly activities, those are available digitally. And again, our favorites, Kahoot, Quizzes, and Flip. If you want to expand their horizons, you can also do language or learning to type. A lot of the kids definitely need extra practice with learning proper hand position and working on their typing. So these are some great resources as well. Now, not everybody wants their kids to be on devices, and I get that. That's okay. Some classes cannot handle it. So there's other ways you can also do independent work time. So we brainstormed some here. For instance, when you do your hear, see, say, write routine, take some of those words that you guys did in your phonics instruction and actually do a Frayer model with them. So the kids actually have some, they can go and look up definitions, they can look up synonyms, antonyms, using resources to create that Frayer model and make meaning from the words that you just broke orthographically mapped. Creating presentations or oral language activities, doing projects, novel studies, those are always a great way. Benchmark level text with text-dependent questions, literacy choice boards, journals, writing prompts for essay or story writing, written responses to any technology activities assigned. All of this, I mean, the possibilities are endless, and there are just so many different things that you can do. It just takes a little bit of practice and a little bit of patience and just making sure that you're managing those kiddos who are struggling with it. If they don't do very well, you absolutely can get them and have them sit close to you as they do their independent work as well.